You hear that? That's the awkward silence of a family dinner after you just got caught vaping. Most vapes contain high levels of nicotine and disappointment. Brought to you by The Real Cost and the FDA.
This episode is brought to you by Kia's first 3-row all-electric SUV, the Kia EV9, with available all-wheel drive and seating for up to 7 adults, with a 0 to 60 speed that thrills you 1 minute, and available reclining lounge seats that unwind you the next. Visit kia.com/EV9 to learn more. Ask your Kia dealer for availability. No system, no matter how advanced, can compensate for all driver error and or driving conditions. Always drive safely.
I'm Mo Rocca, and I'm excited to announce Season 4 of my podcast, Mobituaries. I've got a whole new bunch of stories to share with you about the most fascinating people and things who are no longer with us. From famous figures who died on the very same day, to the things I wish would die, like buffets. All that and much more. Listen to Mobituaries with Mo Rocca wherever you get your podcasts.
Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show, and welcome to the concluding episode of calling out, or series, overall calling out the gaming industry, because I felt that I said everything that I needed to say. So this is pretty much just me, it's round 12. I'm trying to throw my haymaker hits and just end this fight, because I'm tired of talking about this, and I'm tired. The thing is this. When I play video games, I play them because, for one, it's my job. I'm a content creator, so that's one of the many things that I do as a content creator. But other than that, let's say if I wasn't a content creator and I was just out there playing video games, I still feel that the same mindset that I have right now with video games, it would still be the same. It's still, I'm playing games that's either crappy, it's too hard, something's wrong with it. I'm saying all these issues that I've laid out, right? I feel that if I wasn't a content creator, if I wasn't making videos and streaming these games, I probably would have gotten rid of my gaming equipment a long time ago. I probably wouldn't have had all this different stuff like a gaming PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch. I wouldn't have all of this stuff. I would have given this stuff up a long time ago. Because my thing is this, right? Now, getting back to this content creating stuff, imagine if I put out a video or I do a stream, a song, whatever the situation is, right? And everything, let's just say I do a song, right? Let's just say at random times, an 808 drum sound would just randomly go off. And then you got some cymbals that'll randomly go off. Nothing is adding up, right? Nothing's adding up. And then let's say I do a YouTube video. I do a reaction video. And the reaction video, it keeps flickering on and off in the middle of my video. My audio, my microphone, it keeps going up and down. And so at one point my voice is all loud. Then the other point my voice is all quiet. The color is all messed up within the video and things. So it's it just looks like I'm like a lock character or something. There's all these issues wrong with that. Where there's even with a podcast episode. Let's just say that there's stuff going on with my podcast episode. My thing is this. I know that people will come at me, right, and talk to me about that type of stuff. Because no, it wasn't too long ago. I remember I did this video where I was talking on Trisha Paytas, and the video, it had no audio. Now, I did not know that. Now, it's one thing if I didn't know of these issues, right? But when I was aware of the issue, guess what I did? I took the video down and I made up for it. I put out, I think I put out a video. It was either a couple of videos. No, I think that's what I did. I think I did a podcast episode talking on Trisha Paytas. I did a reaction video reacting to one of my friends talking about Trisha Paytas. And then I did my own separate video where I was talking on Trisha Paytas. So I made up for it. Now, why can't these gaming developers do that same thing when they come out with something that's bad? Like that, alright, so for an example, Activision, they know that their game is messing up. So instead of having it where it's let's have it where you can play as Snoop Dogg and Nicki Minaj, how about have it where we get to play as those guys for free? How about you add some more campaign missions? Do something where you're giving back to the fans and not continuously taken away from the fans. Same with Destiny. That game ain't right. Excuse me again, but yeah, same with Destiny. Something's all the issues that's wrong with that game, and then yet they figure out more ways to take more money from people. Same with EA games. I was sitting there playing, and I think that, and that's one thing that confuses me, where it's like, if it's old and you guys ain't doing regular updates on it, my thing is this: if you're doing regular updates to make the game better and fix it and all that crap, okay, cool. But if you're doing regular updates and still there's all these issues that's wrong with the game, bro, give it up. But my thing is this, right? I'm playing Battlefield 4. And I was playing through the story mode. It got to that part where you were having to go through that like Navy ship or something. You were going through some like military ship. And it was like all this like water that was flooding it. They had it where I was swimming through that mess and got stuck. He could swim backwards perfectly fine, but when it came for time for him to swim forward, he was just stuck. Now, that could have been a mistake that on my part, but the thing is this. I don't put nothing past EA games. Yeah, it could have been my mistake, but that's like the one mistake that I made out of the million of mistakes that EA games has made with their games. I'm saying you have it where in Skate 2, I think that was the whole reason why I posted that Rage video years ago, was that for some reason, I think it was like my character had to like grind and get a certain amount of points. And I'm like, if you make this crap small to where it's like you have to go and do like some ninja control work to make it to where your character, accumulates the points that he needs, that's doing too much. Especially when it's like early on, I still have yet to beat that game, and I've had that game for, I think, well over 10 years. So my thing is this: when you have that, when you have it where there's Madden NFL 20, where footballs are going to get stuck on players' shoulder pads and causes them to run out of bounds, and I got to do the play all over again. And then the more craziest part of it is when I get to the Pro Bowl, I somehow, some way beat the system, win it, and you guys freeze my game, and then have it where I got to start that stuff all over again. But and then getting back to me playing Battlefield 4, and the mission, I don't know what to exactly do on the mission. My thing is this: when you compare it, right? How do you think people are going to react when they see me not being able to get through a mission, if that was the case? And then all of the issues that you guys have. People ain't giving if I'm sitting there playing this game, streaming it, or making a YouTube video, my thing is this: I'm not getting bad ratings because I can't swim through some Navy ship. But you guys are getting bad ratings because you're trying to do all this stuff in one game, and yet it doesn't work. That's why I'm like, my thing is this. I think that was one thing about Battlefield 2042, is I felt bad for that game because of how much negative criticism that game was getting. And that's why I was like, I was playing it for a little bit, but then eventually got to a point where I got bored of it because there was nothing else to do. All you guys just have is the PvP mode. You don't have no co-op missions. You don't have no campaign. All you have is something that I could have played in one of the older Battlefield games. You literally released Battlefield 4 online separately. That's exactly what Battlefield 2042 is. What, with a few extra weapons? A couple of like map designs. I'm saying, bro, like that, it's that type of stuff. And it's like, and you guys are charging, how much does Battlefield 2042 cost again? Hold on for a second. Battlefield 2042, there's all like, I guess they came out with some they're talking about new weekly missions, but I'm like, it ain't like the missions. It's like multiplayer missions, but it ain't missions like, like some single player stuff. Because I think that's something that people forget to understand. It's like, especially developers, it's like not everybody is gonna want to play an online game. They're gonna want to play like single player stuff by itself. Hold on for a second. Price. Oh, you can actually get this game for like $20 on you can even get it on Amazon for a cheaper price on console. Oh, that's crazy. You could get this game for $8 on Amazon. That is crazy. What's this? Oh, I gotta see what this is all about. But anyways, but yeah, my thing is this. That's how pre-order. Wait, what? Pre-order? Oh no, that's like a DLC thing. But that's how bad it is, bro. Like, it ain't like, my thing is this, and I think that's what I was originally looking for. Let's Steam, Battlefield. Yeah, you're charging the price of a brand new video game, and this game, what's its rating? Oh, it's mixed now. Before, for the longest, it was if you can find a match that doesn't have someone with aimbot, then wow, I'm surprised. Oh, so then on top, see, that's what I'm saying. It's like you guys need to have it where there's single player options, because that's the one thing that I don't like about video games, and I feel like that's something that I didn't really get a chance to talk on. I haven't really experienced it too much, but that's something where I guess a lot of others have. But cheaters in video games, how is it that you guys met? And that's for one thing why I think that there's just some games where, but I think that is something that I did read online where they're all like, free video games have more cheaters in it than games that you have to pay for. But I'm like, bruh, I think it doesn't matter what kind of game it is, whether it's a game that you pay for or a game that you don't pay for. The fact that cheaters exist in that game, period, I'm not trying to deal with that. That's something where it's like, I'm not trying to have it where I'm playing the game and then I'm out here getting shot down from somebody across the map, or if I'm shooting at somebody, I waste a whole clip on them and then they shoot me one bullet and I'm done for. And then now I'm flew across the map, glitching through stuff. That was the issue I remember I had. And there was the one time I do remember that was actually, I remember I did play some of the older Call of Duties like World at War. I remember I played that online, and I was like, that's crazy that there's people that, if you suck that much at a game, that it's like, you're going to have to cheat. But no, I remember the last time I did deal with cheaters, I think I was playing Battlefield. It was either 3 or 4, but I remember I was playing it. If you guys remember that one, like that, like train station map, and so where I think it was like when you kind of like when you spawn, like when the game very first starts, and then you spawn at the like on the train tracks, and then there was like a wall, like when you go a little bit further up, there's this like wall where it's like, I don't know, it was like a room or something. Well, it wasn't really a room. It was like one of those, how like in video games where they got like buildings, but you can't go inside of them. So it was kind of like some stuff like that. But the guy managed to glitch himself in the wall, and he was just shooting at people. And he was on our team. And so I was like, fam, no, don't do no crap like that. And it was like me and a bunch of other people were saying, like, bro, get out of the map. Like, or like, yeah, get out of that wall. It's like, play the game right. But it's like, you have it where that's the thing where it's like, from that to even when I had played Destiny, I remember when I would play that game. Now, there wasn't no hackers or modders, but there would be people that would just turn the game on and they wouldn't even play it. That's something where it bothers me so much, where it's like, you go out of your way to buy this video game, you buy the console, you buy the TV, you buy the Wi-Fi box, you're paying for the internet access, you're paying for all these different things, right? But you turn this game on to not play it. That makes no sense to me. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. But no, that's what people were doing in the game. So I guess maybe this part of the podcast episode is talking on some players across the world, because besides developers, there are some jacked up players out there. But that's something where it's like, no, the developers need to have it, and that's what I was overall saying, where it's like, you need to have it where there's more single player options in these games, where it's like either I'm playing with some AIs or I'm playing the game by myself, but at the same time, I'm not trying to have it where it's this crazy challenge where I can't get through the mission because I have to play with people. But so anyways, getting back to Destiny, so what people would do on that game, right? If you play Destiny, then you probably already know what mission I'm talking about, but if not, there's these missions on there called strikes. It's pretty much these missions where it's like you go through a bunch of small guys to eventually get to the boss, right? So anyways, speaking of, I want to actually see Destiny 1 Xbox key. How much would that cost? Oh, that actually is not that bad. I might have to cop that game, because I'm like, nah, Destiny 1 actually, oh, that's on eBay. They have it like on, sold out. Dang, bruh. I'm just trying to play Destiny 1. I wonder, all right, I'm gonna keep that open, but I'm like, nah, I need to, because I've been wanting to play Destiny 1, because Destiny 2, that game, that's a non-playable game and stuff, but anyways, what people would do in the strike missions is that they'll go off in the corner and then they just hide. And I'm thinking to myself, like, fam, why turn the game on if you're not gonna play it? That makes no sense to me when they do stuff like that. It's like, and then they talking about, oh, I'm just here to gather the XP. I remember the one guy, he said that to me, so I messaged, because it's a 3-person mission, right, the strike missions, so that's what I did. I messaged the other person, and I told him, I was like, hey, we're going to stop playing, no, we're going to stand next to this guy, and we're not going to play the game until he starts playing it, and sure enough, he started playing it. I think either he started playing the game or he left. He did something, but I was like, no, we're not doing that. We are not doing that. I've dealt with that way too many times in that game. I might not even buy that game because I was thinking about it, but I'm like, no. I might not even buy it because I'm like, there's people out there playing it and they doing stuff like that, unless I'll play the single player missions. But other than that, I'm like, to me, it just doesn't even make any sense where it's like, people, if you're going to play a game, play it right. All right, but don't do no cheating stuff. But then it's like, that's what I'm saying, like with the developers, it's like, that there's going to be people out there doing stuff like that. So why don't you guys have that option where we could just play the game by ourselves? It's like, so that's the one thing that's wrong with the gaming industry nowadays. Is like, they put that out there that it's like, oh, you have to play a game with people. You have to get through this with people and stuff. And I'm like, fam, speaking of Battlefield 2042, the only time I would play that game, right, is when I would play the practice mode, I guess. Well, they did have like a single player option, and it was just, you were just going up against a bunch of AIs on the map and stuff. That was the only time I would sit down and play Battlefield 2042. But other than that, like, and then with the older Battlefields, I didn't even really play online that much. I just mainly wanted to play the story mode to see what that was all about. Because it's like with multiplayer is not promised to be fun. Now, there would have been some times where I would have a little bit of fun in the Battlefield multiplayer games. But other than that, it's like, fam, you guys got to understand is that with a gamer, especially somebody like myself, where it's like you're into so many different types of video games, you have to understand that we're going to want to play different video games. We don't want to just be anchored down to just one mode, one video game. There's people out there where it's like, if you look through a lot, there might be some gamers where it's like, yeah, they might just be playing 1-2 games. But if you're dealing with somebody like me, nah, you're playing like 100 different. That's why if you look on my PlayStation, if you look on my Xbox, if you look on my PC account, not so much with my Nintendo Switch account, but I guarantee and I promise you, like, let's say if I was one of those big gamers where everybody knew who I was and I was making $1 million every month and things, oh yeah, I probably would have had every video game out there in the world. But that's the thing though, where it's like, at least if I'm gonna do that, I want to be able to enjoy myself when I'm playing a video game. Now this is pretty much like, you know, the final message that I gotta say to the gaming industry, more so to the developers. But you have to understand, with a video game, it should not stress a person out. It shouldn't cause a person to get upset. It shouldn't cause a person to break their equipment, like, you know, talking on some streamers out there, because there's some streamers that I've seen where they will be playing Apex Legends, for an example, right? They're out there playing that game, and then all of a sudden, they get killed a bunch of different times, and they can't even get through it, can't progress, can't do nothing. Now they broke their controller. Now they broke their headset. Now they broke their monitor. Now they broke their keyboard. They probably broke a bone on their hand or foot, depending on what body part they use to break something, right? My thing is this. Now, if you guys had it in there where there was more to do other than just playing that one thing, do you think that most of the people that be posting those videos of themselves raging and going off on the game, do you think that they will be carrying on the way that they're carrying on in those games? Because I'm saying, like, when I look at games like that, where it's like Apex Legends, where it's like that's probably one of the most hardest battle royale games that I played. And that's another thing, gamers, or not gamers, developers, you guys need to stop putting a battle royale mode in every game out there possible. The battle royale mode, it is done. It is dead. Come out with something else. Do something different. There's all these different things that they introduced into the gaming universe, but it seems like right now all they want to add is battle royale and battle passes. Bro, we're done with that. Do something different, okay? But my thing is this. When I look at, and I think it has a lot to do with developers, where it's like, and it ain't even like, it's a skill-based like thing, but they need to have it where it's like, okay, it needs to display more of that. Not just have it where it's like, oh, my character, because I have like this, you know, gaming pro keyboard, or this like gaming pro controller, oh, that makes me move around faster, maneuver faster, and do all these different things. Bruh, I should be able to play this game with a normal keyboard and a normal controller with no issues. So that's what I'm saying. It trips me out how it's like you have to go above and beyond. I ain't seen where people, and then you wonder why people cheat. Because the thing is this, developers don't understand this, right? They don't understand it, but you make the game too difficult. Now, I get that there's some games out there like Elden Ring, Armored Core, Dark Souls. I'm trying to think of some other games out there. I think there's this one game called The Surge where it's like, I get if that's like their thing where they make the game difficult, for the challenge. But at the same time, you have to understand that everybody that plays that game, they're not going to be aware of that. Like when I had played Dark Souls for the first time, I wasn't aware of how difficult that game was going to be. When I played Armored Core 6 the other day, I posted a video of myself playing that game. Well, I haven't posted it yet, but I did do a stream and the video will be getting posted soon of myself trying to play the game with a controller because everybody was like, oh, if you play it with a controller, it plays better. I played that game on mouse and keyboard and a controller. It was the same situation both times. And it was just the first mission. So that's what I'm saying. Developers, you need to understand, all right? Everybody that plays the game, and this is something that I remember talking about with a coworker at my job. It was one of my friends that I used to work with. But anyways, I don't know why I called them a coworker. I mean, we haven't talked in a while, but I would have called him a friend of mine. Like if somebody asked me today, do you consider that man a friend? Yes. I done got off topic. Getting back to what I was talking about. So, but me and this friend, we were sitting there talking about how if we put a game on easy, my thing is this. I paid $60 for this video game, so I should be the one figuring out what type of experience that I want to have with this game. Now, if I want to make this game mad difficult and challenging, I will do that. But if I want to play this game on the easiest difficulty, I would do that. Know this, I was saying me, talking on myself. But when a developer out there takes it upon themselves to make the game mad difficult, how is somebody supposed to have fun with that game? How am I supposed to go around and tell people, oh, this is the best game of all time? Now, yeah, there might be people that specialize in those types of video games where they're the only ones that's going to be able to get through it. But you're an average gamer like myself, where it's like I grew up playing games like The Sims. Freaking, what are some other, I remember playing the Sesame Street game. What are some other games? Yeah, maybe if I started off playing those games when I was an infant, then yeah, maybe, just maybe, I probably wouldn't have a hard experience playing those games. But if you're dealing with somebody like me, where I do not limit myself when it comes to video games, bruh, how am I supposed to play this game and have fun? That's what I'm saying. It's like developers, I don't know what you guys got going on, but this is gonna probably be the key advice and probably something that I've been saying all throughout this series of episodes. Listen to your buyers, to the people that is supporting you guys, to the people that's been keeping you guys in business. And that's why you are releasing the 6th version of a video game, the 5th version of a video game, freaking the 100th version of whatever other game. And you have it where it's like you release all these games, but do not listen to the fans, the people that have been keeping your company afloat for years, since I was a child, probably even since before I was born. So it really trips me out how it's like these developers exist, but they make it seem like that the fans don't exist. They don't listen to nothing the fans got to say, yet we're the ones that's keeping you in business. And I guarantee and I promise you, if these podcast episodes were to go viral and everybody was talking about it, and then a lot of these developers was plummeting, their companies was plummeting because, oh, TMossBoss, he done spoke the truth. He done said this, he done said that. Now he done started an uproar in the gaming community. Now a lot of these companies are having to shut down their doors and do this and do that and doing everything that they possibly can to make a game easier, and it shouldn't have to lead to that point. This should be happening beforehand, and I guarantee and I promise you, if it ain't me, it's gonna be somebody else that talks about it. And guess what? They're gonna have a lot more followers, they're gonna have a lot more subscribers, they're gonna have a lot more listeners, and I guarantee and I promise you, if nothing doesn't happen, that's what I'm saying, like these video game, like I feel like, kind of just honorable mention, video game delays, freaking, what are some other things? Yeah, overpriced games, difficult games, games that's just glitchy, buggy, and broken. I guarantee and I promise you, if this stuff don't get straightened up, within the next, at some point in time, but not like years down the road. I'm saying right now, if these games don't get fixed right now, bro, I guarantee and I promise you, it's gonna be a lot of gamers. It's gonna be Twitch. YouTube gaming is most likely gonna disappear. It's gonna probably be another MySpace if it isn't already, but it's going to be a lot of developers and these big companies like Activision, Ubisoft, EA, 2K, where they're like, hey, we're closing down our doors because nobody's buying our games. They're going to try to say some other stuff, but that's overall what they're saying. They do like, AKA, nobody's not buying our games. But they're going to probably say, hey, we decided that we're going to close down doors. It's been fun serving you guys some of the best video games of all time. They're probably just saying that to like the diehard fans that don't want to let go. But then there's going to be the gaming fans where it's like, we don't mind letting go. We don't mind that. Because it's something like this. If you guys aren't doing anything to fix your guys' games, why should we continue supporting you? I'm saying, like, and I'm not trying to hear, oh, well, we're working on it. I have been hearing that for years. And you mean to tell me 3, 4, 5, 10 games down the road, yo, what are you working on? It's like, man, come on now. It's stuff like that where I'm like, hey, look, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. And then you guys ain't doing nothing. All right. So anyways, and that being said, I feel that I said everything that I needed to say about calling out the gaming industry. Hopefully the right people listen to this. And if not, I guarantee and I promise you, people are going to go back and they're going to hear these episodes after some time done passed by, and they're going to be like, dang, TMossBoss was right. Like, these companies, they're not in business. They're not, because they didn't listen to the fans. I guarantee and I promise you, people might be listening and laughing now, all like, that's never going to happen. No, that's never. Probably people was saying the same thing with THQ. What did they have to do? There's probably all these other. Let's just look up some game that I know they did come back, but gaming companies that shut down. Radical Entertainment, Gorilla Cambridge, Silicon Knights, Acclaimed Entertainment, Zipper Interactive, Bizarre Creation, Psygnosis, Sony Liverpool, Lionhead Studios, and there's like they say the 15 greatest video game companies that no longer exist. So I'm saying, like, people were probably saying that with those guys, and they probably came out with some big games. Now look at them, gone, having to work for some other development team. So I'm saying it's gonna get to a point where if people ain't doing the right thing, that's what's gonna happen. All right, so anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Follow me across all social media platforms at TMossBoss, and make sure you use my promo code for both SeatGeek and Rogue Energy. TMossBoss. SeatGeek will knock $20 off your first purchase, and Rogue Energy will knock 10% off of your next purchase. SeatGeek is a company where you buy like tickets to like sport games and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what SeatGeek is. Rogue Energy sells energy drinks, and they are some pretty good energy drinks. So I definitely recommend go checking them out. But anyways, thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.